Okay, so we're going to be looking at rounding to a number of decimal places. Hit pause, copy the lesson objective and keywords down. When you're ready, hit play and we'll move on to the starter. So here's our starter. Hit pause, attempt all the questions. When you're done, hit play and we'll go through them together. Okay, so question 1. Got to round these numbers to the nearest 10. So if we put our line here, to the nearest 10, 6 affects the 5, so that's going to be approximately 60. Here the 2 doesn't affect the 9, so that's approximately 90. And the 5 or more, it affects the 4, so that's going to be approximately 50. So nearest 100, so we put our line here next to the 100. The 6 affects the 3, so that's approximately 400. And here the 0 doesn't affect it because it's less than 5, so that stays at 400. And here the 5 does affect the 2, so that's approximately symbol, approximately 300. Got to put these in order, smallest first. So they're all 4 point something, so we've got to look at the second decimal place. Remember, we can write them in columns, so 4.1, 4.3, 4.02, 4.49, 4.36, 4.58, and 4.5. And then we check, they're all 4s, so we check the first decimal place. And smallest number we've got there is 4.02. So we can write that in order, ascending order. Then keep looking at that same column. The next one we've got is 4.1. Then we've got 4.3 and 4.36. Now that's going to be 4.30, smaller than 4.36. So we take that one, 4.3. And then we've got our 4.36, 4.49, and then we've got 4.5 and 4.5, but this is 4.50, so that's the next one, and then 4.58. Okay. And question 3, using the centimeter ruler will help with these questions. So the nearest whole centimeter, 6.2, so that's between 6 and 7. 6.2 is here, oops, here, and you can see that's closer to 6, so that's going to be approximately 6. 2.8, between 2 and 3, 2.8 is there, and that's closer to 3, so approximately 3. 9.6, between 9 and 10, it's there, so that's closer to 10, so that's going to be approximately 10. And I've got 7.5, and remember if it's 5 or more we round up, so that's going to be approximately 8. So what I want you to do now is to make any corrections needed with your work, rag, and put a comment then about your work. Once you've done that, hit play again and we'll look at rounding to decimal places. So hit pause now. Okay, so rounding, very much as we did when we were rounding whole numbers. What we do is, if we want to round to 1 decimal place, as it says in the question, we've got a number here, 4.8325. So we go 1 decimal place and we put a line there. Then we check if that number just beyond the line, if it's in the hundredths position, if it's 5 or bigger. If it's 5 or bigger, then it affects the number. In this case it's 3, smaller than 5, so we stay at 4.8. Same thing here. Again, we check what's in the hundredths column, because 1 decimal place, so we put our line here. 4 is smaller than 5, so we stay at 4.8. Everything after the line disappears, we get rid of it. And in this case here, we get a change because the 5 affects the 8 and makes it a 9, so it'll be 4.9. If we have a look at an example here, 4.8625, again, one decimal place, so we put our line just after the 8 and we check the number after that affects it. The 6 does affect it, so it becomes 4.9. Same thing here, put our line after the 8, one decimal place, the 7 affects it, so it becomes 4.9. In this one, same sort of thing, we check, is that 9 going to affect the 8? Yes, 9 is bigger than 5, so we have 4.9 again. Let's have a look at the examples of 2 decimal places. So we got 5.8425. So 2 decimal places means we count 2 after the decimal. So we count 1, 2, and then we draw our line there. And we check if the 2 is going to affect the 8. No, it doesn't, because it's smaller than 5. So we leave it at 5.84, and everything after the line we ignore. Here we've got 1.4261, so we count 2, 1, 2, and draw a line there. 6 is bigger than 5, so it affects the 2 and becomes 1.43. And here the same sort of thing, 0.6083, count 2, draw a line there, and we check, does the 8 affect the 0? Yes, it does. It becomes 0.61. Okay. Let's have a look at the examples to 3 decimal places then. Okay, so if we have a look here to 3 decimal places, we always check the question. We count 1, 2, 3 after the decimal, and we draw a line there. And we check that number beside the line. It is 5, so it's going to affect the 2 here. So we end up with 5.843. Here, same thing, we count 1, 2, 3 after the decimal. Does the 1 affect the 6? No, it doesn't, because 1 is smaller than 5. So we stay at 1.426. Everything after the line we ignore. And this one here, 0.60834. We count 1, 2, 3, draw a line there. Does the 3 affect the 8? No, because it's smaller than 5. So it stays at 0.608, and we lose everything after the line there. Okay. Well, I've got 3 examples for you to copy down. Ignore the date. So copy the 3 examples down into your books. This sign here means approximately equal to. Once you've done that, I've got some classwork for you. Okay, and today I want you to start at question number 5 and work up to number 12. So it shouldn't take you too long. Good luck.